Really quick, before this Average Joe's recap video, it was so long that we had to break it up into 2 parts. So we're trying to give you guys a more in-depth look at some of the drills that we go through at our Average Joe's range days. So for those of you who can't be there, or those of you who are just kind of curious about what's going on, we wanted to give you guys a better idea of the type of instruction you're getting when you come to one of these range days and the community that happens. So if there's something that you guys want to see more of in the future, let us know, and I'll make sure that I try to capture more of that at future range days. Leave that in the comments down below. But yeah, enjoy. Part 2 will be coming later in the week, so keep an eye out for that. But without further ado, here is part 1 of Average Joe's range day. We're out at Average Joe's. We are rolling. I think the guys have just gone hot. We did our safety brief. I've been hanging out with some of the vendors. Yeah, it's awesome. We've got 100+ shooters on range today. Still got some people rolling and a little late. They obviously didn't get the memo, or, you know, whatever. They wanted to sleep in. It's fine. We know it's early, guys. But I want to show you guys some of what we got going on. So I think in this episode, we're going to try to give you a closer look at some of the instruction and the actual blocks of instruction the guys are having. So we'll show you a little bit of all of those before we get to lunch, and then we'll roll around in the second half of the day. So let's go.
Good point of aim, right on the circle. Hold your dot right in the circle. See where that shot goes. Stand by. Up. This is the stuff you guys need to start figuring out and apply it to all of your CQB standardized shooting, okay? When you go back home to your home range, start working these lower percentage shots and become very, very, very familiar with this, what we call our mechanical offset, depending on our height over bore and what zero we have. And of course, whatever length muzzle we're running and whatever load we're using, there's so many fucking variables that go into it. But just know what this does, become familiar with it. The difference between a shitty shooter and a really good shooter is the fact that under stress, in a very hot situation, they can walk into a room and have to take that shot on demand. You may guys that have been here, I always do that fucking turn, and yeah. Well, we've done that one so many times, it kind of seemed kind of pointless to do it because everyone's gonna be like, oh, I know what's coming up. So we wanted to start drilling it more fundamentally and get guys in tune with this. Do I have any questions? Line 2 and line 3, you guys will, hold on. You guys will do this in a minute. I'm gonna run line 1 through one more exercise, and then they're done. Line 2 and line 3 will work you guys in just a minute, all right? All right, eyes and ears. Next thing we're gonna work on is you guys are gonna notice that below that point of aim, point of impact target, you guys have a 1, a 3, and a 5. Let's start working stance, let's start working trigger cadence, let's start working how we work the fundamentals of our fire and control arm versus our support arm, okay? I like to always say that this arm, my support arm, is the one that's guiding the muzzle. This is the one that's doing about 99.9% of the aiming. Wherever this arm goes, wherever this hand goes, that's where the bullet's gonna go, okay? Let's start talking about our stance, okay? If I'm up on line, I'm gonna shoot between these 2 targets, and I go ahead and get that really sissy stance, right? And I go ahead and take a string of fire, what's gonna happen to me? Versus if I put all my weight into it, my weight is a little bit on my balls and my feet, I get that good athletic stance, I'm about to punch a motherfucker in the face, what can I start doing? I can start driving the gun. So focus on getting in that good base, get that really good stance, and start driving the gun with that support arm, because that's what's doing 90% of your aiming. Let's talk about the individual exercise. You guys have a 1, a 3, and a 5. Based on what you guys just found out with your height over bore, your mechanical offset, we're gonna start applying this in this fundamental exercise. Here's the secret. The number 1 circle gets 1, the number 3 circle gets 3 rounds, and the number 5 circle gets 5 rounds. Where do I go slow? Where do I go fast? And if I gotta go slow, most importantly, where do I aim to make the bullet go where I want the bullet to go? We gotta start getting out of this fucking social media Call of Duty world where wherever I put the fucking reticle, I'm gonna smoke this dude plus 100, kill confirmed, right? Get the fuck out of that. You need to start thinking about where do I need to start aiming to make the bullet go where I want it to go. You're gonna get a pretty simple command. It'll be 1, 3, or 5, 5, 3, 1, whatever it may be. You're gonna shoot it in that sequence, in that order, with those number of rounds. You're gonna hear that number, then you're gonna get an up command. It's gonna sound like 5, 3, 1, up. On the up command, you will engage that. Who's my most competent shooter here? Where's your target? That one, the short one?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna shoot on yours. All right. So give me 3 numbers.
3, 5, 1.
3, 5, 1.
On the command up.
Yep.
Up.
So what did that sound like? I hit my 3, it's about a 6-inch circle at 7 yards, no biggie. I hit my 5, whoa, that's a big ass target. That's just high thoracic at CQB distance. Let's fucking go to town, right? Number 1, oh shit, hostage shot, right? Whoa, let's fucking slow it down. Me with my Unity mounted T2, I'm holding probably about 1 inch high over that circle. Anybody who's a brand new shooter is gonna be like, you're not even aiming at the circle, bro. Watch, science, magic, right? Do I have any questions on this very simple fundamental exercise? 3, 5, 1. 3, 5,
3, 5, 1.
Make them count. Up. Pretty much 50% of this line just did this number right here. That was a human being or a threat that was coming at me. Do you think it's still coming at me? I've seen 223 go through a human body. I've seen a human body take multiple rounds of 223. It at close range with its velocity, it's not gonna stop the motherfucker, okay? So get in the mindset that after we shoot a course of fire or a string of rounds, we need to stay on target and assess. I've said this to some of you other guys who have been in the whole Average Joe's thing for a while. The whole scan and assess range theatric shit that, you know, some of us law enforcement officers like to get drilled into us. It is there for a real reason, okay? So when you come up on gun and you assess that threat and you actually go to engage that threat, follow him to the ground, do what you got to do, break the head away from the gun, decide that he is done, he's not moving. What is my next advantageous piece of cover? How do I go ahead and get laterally around this guy so that maybe I can take shots on this dude as he's taking his last couple breaths, right? And start thinking about why are we engaging this and how do we finish the fight? Stay in the fight until you are absolutely positive the fight's over. That's my last spiel. 1, 5, 3.
1, 5, 3.
Up! Stay in the fight. Still got rounds left?
Yep.
Stand by. 5, 1, 3. Fast to slow to moderate. Stand by. Up! Shooters ready! 5, 1, 3. 5, 1, 3. Up! We're gonna run it until we're done. 2 20-round mags. Shooters ready! 1, 5, 1. Remember that good aggressive stance we talked about. Find my right foot, find my right foot. There you go. Weight of your body is over your left foot, all right? And put that muscle into it. 1, 5, 1. Stand by. Up. If you're out, you're out. If you're out, you're out.
All right, Blake's gonna demonstrate or instruct what we're doing.
Yeah,
next.
so the next phase of this, I guess you say principle or exercise that we're going to do, I want you to think, so the first time you guys were doing the dot torture test, I want to know what you guys were thinking, meaning were you hard focus on the front sight or were you hard focus on the target, right? So if Fred's here, right, do I need to hard focus on him, right? Or do I need to hard focus on Connell's head at this point? So the difference between if I'm hard focusing on Fred, I'm wasting my time. Does that make sense? But if I'm hard focusing on Connell's head, why? Because I can't mess up that fine line that comes between taking a shot and here. So the way we're gonna split this down is I'm gonna shoot it the first time focusing, looking at this and soft focus on my sights. Then I'm gonna flip it around and do hard focus on my front sight and soft focus on this target, right? And I imagine, how many people were doing soft focus on the actual target when we were doing the dot torture? Anybody? Kinda, maybe, undecided? All right, good. That's what I want, undecided. I want you to know definitively what you're doing, right? Because some people are going, where did my shot go? So it's kind of mid-rise, right? If you're running red dot, a lot of times you're doing that through the space, meaning I'm looking at the target, I'm now just blinking out this dot and putting over it, right? That's the benefit and the pros and the cons, right? We can talk about that later off if you want. But what I want you to really do is focus. If you're red dot, focus hard on that red dot, light on the target, then flip it. I want you to do heavy target, looking through that red dot, keep it like the way you should be doing it, right? For my iron guys, again, definitively make the decision to go hard focus on the target and then soft focus. We're gonna break it down 10 rounds the first time, again, and we'll go through it all. Any questions, comments, concerns on that? I'm going to do hard focus on that front side.
I'll get it
right?
away still.
Hard focus, okay? Nothing more. All I see is my little fiber optic. Pull, okay? Hard focus, pull. Hard focus, pull. Hard focus, hard focus, hard focus, hard focus, hard focus, hard focus. Pulled it. Hard focus, pulled it again. Sight's really walking off, just so we all know. Right? I'm gonna try to come back. Hard focus, hard focus. All right, that sight is done. All right.
I've got a backup. I'll give it to you.
So, but I can offensively say, other than the two that walked off, I pulled a couple lines here, but hey, not bad, right? Okay, now, here's the difference. Am I shooting a dot or a silhouette? Now this silhouette becomes the focus of the point, right? I'm gonna look at this, but is anything acceptable in this category between the sevens? You know, you be the judge. Again, am I going for that fine shot or am I going for more dominant focus? So, again, just for kicks and giggles, right? So I can prove my point, right? So here's where I'm gonna say, this is all technically the term point shoot, right? So I'm gonna come out, I'm gonna see this, here we go, 10 rounds, let's see. All right, come back and look. Now, again, no rear sight, no nothing. I got 3 outside that thing. In my skeptical opinion, I'm thinking that zone. I dropped 3, right? But the cadence of fire was a lot more, what? Rapid. So again, keep that in mind when we're doing this. Again, first 10 rounds, we're gonna take it hard focus. You just did it, but this time run it on a pace that you can see that sight, focus that sight. You're gonna get some rounds. As guys that wanna burn it down, this is your opportunity. But again, we're holding you to this X-ring standard. Got it? Group A, step up. Here we go, ready, here it comes. Shooter, stand by. Good! 10 rounds, hard focus. All right. Go ahead and reholster. Hard focus on the target, soft on your irons or dot. Got it? Here we go. Good.
All right, before we get over to the dynamic area, TRIARC showed up and they've got a very, very special gun that I'm very excited about. So let's take a look at that.
All right, Jimmy. Got you a little.
Ooh, look at that.
Something.
Something. It's a Comp Commander Tri-11, and it matches the OG 10.5. Look at that. Sexy. Not as sexy as this guy, but still sexy. Before anybody gets in the comments and starts saying anything about how I got my Tri-11 and people are still waiting, I've waited for that gun for almost 2 years. So when you work with a company
a lot of times you get pushed to the back of the list because outside customers are priority, and they're doing everything they can to get your orders out. And that's why I always say, like, I know for a fact they're doing what they can to get your orders out because my order got pushed back so that you guys could get your orders. So I'm excited it finally came out. I'm super stoked to shoot it, and you'll see a video coming on it soon.
But also, we're just gonna expose you guys to some different stuff, put you on a timer, make you freak out a little bit, and maybe we can identify some things that you can work on the next time you come to the range, okay? So, has anybody here shot El Prez? Anybody know what that is? So traditionally, El Prez would be shot, I would stand here in front of the targets, and I would go 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and I would do a reload, and I would repeat that, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. We're gonna do basically that course of fire today, except we're gonna try to get you guys to do it while you're moving, which is really more of a, it's not really a practical thing you might do, but it's an exercise you could do to develop skills to do things that are practical. So the course of fire today, you're going to start over here behind the cones.
Bless you.
On the buzzer, right? You're gonna begin moving. You're gonna start your El Prez on the move. So you're gonna gauge each target with 2 shots. Do your reload, 2 more shots, right? Personally, if I was shooting this and I was trying to get the best time possible, I would wait to start engaging till I get about here. That way I'm closer to the target and I can see more of the target and more squared up with it. And I'll do my 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Hit my reload, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Once you finish that, you're gonna move past the blue line, and you have 2 targets downrange. You got a big steel and a small steel. You can shoot at that as much as you need to, but we need you to get 1 shot on each steel, if that makes sense. Okay, real quick, we'll talk about some things you can do with your body that you might not already be doing that can help you with shooting on the move, among other things. So you guys just come in around me real quick. When I first started learning how to shoot, I didn't really have anybody teach me, and I just did what I thought was natural. And a lot of times what that ends up looking like is this, where my shoulders are rolled forward, my arms are locked out, and I'm just gripping this gun as hard as I can, which is good. Like, we want a good grip, but what you'll find when you have this locked out position with your shoulders rolled forward is when you're moving, or when you have any kind of outside stimulus other than you standing and shooting at a target, it's gonna be harder for me to find where I need to be to break that shot, and because I'm so locked out and so stiff. So when I started maturing as a shooter, the way I held the gun started to change a little bit. And so what I would encourage you guys to do, if you find yourself rolling your shoulders forward and being very tense like this, is I want you to consciously think about bringing your shoulders back and down. And then bring the gun to your eyes, so you're not doing this with your neck. So consciously think about rolling your shoulders back and down so you're in a more natural position. And I want you to bring the sights to your eyes, okay? And now you're like, well, how do I grip the gun super hard if I'm being all relaxed like that? Well, everyone put your hands together like this, all right? Pretend you're like holding a paper plate there. I want you to rotate your elbows towards the sky like this. Twist this way. You feel that pressure you just put in between your hands? That's what you're doing with your gun with these bent elbows. You're here, and I'm just using the mechanics of my body to apply pressure to that gun. That way, I'm not locked out. I'm not death gripping the gun. I'm holding the gun where I need to be, but I'm relaxed. And if you needed to hold that there for 35 minutes while the cops respond to your front door, you could do that. Probably wouldn't be able to do that like this. You get really tired really fast. And then, like I said, you'll find when you do this exercise, if you shoot with your elbows locked out, this is gonna be really hard for you unless you collapse it in, relax a little bit, and just keep that gun in a nice spot with your shoulders relaxed. Ooh.
Did that hit?
That's it. That's it. I'm gonna stay away.
Is I thought I was clear here, but the target blocks the steel. So I was like, fuck! And it threw me off.
Here we go.
Are your iron sights on?
No.
Your shoes tied?
Absolutely not. I have Velcro, remember?
Woo! 13.58.
Ooh, that might be the winner right there. Let's see. I see a Charlie there.
No, you don't.
Yep.
Wait, no, you don't.
Oh, is it Charlie there?
Charlie there.
Okay. E.
Last name?
Dumbrige. So
What?
No. Dumb, just write D-U-M-B.
D-U-M-B?
Yeah.
D-U or D-O?
D-U.
Like dumb.
Yeah, like literally dumb.
Uh-huh.
R-I-G-U-E.
Hey, do we call him names dumb?
I control your time.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right, buddy, let's step over here.
Hit.
Well, there you have it, guys. Part 1 of Average Joe's. And that was the first half of the day. So we split the day in half. You get a lunch break. And then the second half of the day, you go through those stages again, but with a new set of instructors or a new set of drills that you run, new concepts, new things that you're going to be working on. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be out later this week, along with our Top Shot Award, which is sponsored by Vulcan Machine Works. So shout out to Vulcan Machine Works for that. And yeah, keep an eye out for that, guys. We're super excited. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Karate chop that bell so you get notified every time we upload a video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Also, still a few more shirts left. Few sizes, go check them out. We want to sell out of these. Help us out. Helps keep this content going. So make sure you go snag one of those. Christmas is coming up. Give them away. Spooky season's coming up. Give them away Thanksgiving. Just find a reason to buy one and give them to people. So thank you, guys.